Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Milton on the Royal Well, and Shalom to all the brothers and wives in truth. Yeah, you got this, the mandate, you had it, I believe it's the one for businesses with over 100 workers, I believe. Businesses with over 100 workers in the US. And, it did get swatted out of court, I believe, a little under a week ago. But the appeals court basically let it through. So I remember I did a video on it when it first got swatted out, saying like, yeah, more likely than not, the thing is gonna get through anyway. And then lo and behold, what do we see? So that's on AP News. It says court allows Biden employer max mandate to take effect. A federal appeals court panel on Friday allowed President Joe Biden's C-19 max mandate for larger private employers to move ahead, reversing a previous decision on a requirement that would affect some 84 million U.S. workers. The 2-1 decision by a panel of the sixth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Cincinnati overruled a decision by a federal judge in a separate court that had paused the mandate nationwide. The mandate from OSHA, the U.S. OSHA, was to take effect January 4th. With Friday's ruling, it's not clear when the requirement might be put in place, but the White House said in a statement it will protect workers, especially as the U.S. faces the highly transmissible Omicron variant. It's critical to move forward with max requirements and protection for workers with the urgency needed in this moment. Yeah, so that's that's the goal, that's the objective, to basically get the mandatory for people to have to get their yabs up, man. And that's done been Esau's MO from the first, where it's been about compliance. It's about getting people to comply, getting people down with this, what do you call it, man? Getting the juice. And yeah, it says Republic, state attorneys general, and conservative groups say they would appeal Friday's decision to the U.S. Supreme Court. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing I wanted to get from this. But it's like, what? Hey, come with that force, and in the States as well, because yeah, it was going to be a matter of time, regardless, and it was something that was already in mainly civil servants, certain branches of government, and well, I think all branches of government actually. So let me get this one as well, because this is interesting. On CNN, it says Biden admin eyes a potentially stark shift in messaging around ending the pandemic. It says what? President Joe Biden's top health officials came to an afternoon briefing at the White House Thursday with a warning and a request. Sitting at the head of his long conference table, surrounded by top members of his C response team, Biden listened intently as officials laid out the contours of a looming C surge that could accelerate rapidly. Swamp hospitals and said the country into another bleak winter. Which, that's the thing. It's no matter the response, no matter the plans, That's a given. Because as far as it's been been Esau's more or less just applying the pressure, man, piling the the bags on people's backs, so that they're just carrying more and more of like, yo, this becoming burdensome, man. This becoming wild. Like, we really gonna be able to continue as it was? But now it's like, it's saying another bleak winter in the States. In the UK, they're saying what the winter of discontent. We had a multitude of issues. Fuel crisis probably being like one of the bigger ones, and there's not really been a solution provided. It's just kind of like, oh, it worked out. But then what? It's these things can easily, at the drop of a hat, become a bigger issue, man. Very easily. So it says, yeah, Biden's team came to the evergreen bedecked Roosevelt Room with potentially more positive news. Many of these cases remain mild or even asymptomatic in, vaccinated people, particularly those who've gotten booster shots. So that's like how it's been promoted. Like, yo, if you got it, then you're more or less gonna be fine. But if you haven't, then you're gonna be getting roundhouse kicked by it. And it's kind of funny because, bruv, like, yeah, it's shit is a mess, man. Because all of us, like, all of a sudden, that's just gonna make everything fine. Even though, and that's the thing is like, the first two were meant to have been the solution. Now it's like, oh no, you get them to, and then you also just get get this on top, little top up, little extra, on top. But then it's really the mindset is like, you think like, yo, what's the end game? Like, how's this thing ever gonna be resolved if every single time something comes out, everything has to reset back to zero. Um, it was a message. Okay. Let me skip. Okay. Yeah, this as well. So, a little further down says Biden opened his appearance by declaring he wanted to deliver a direct message to the American people. For the unyabbed, we are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for the unyabbed. For themselves, their families, and children, they'll soon overwhelm. But there's good news. If you're yabbed and you have your booster shot, you're protected from severe illness and death. And that's been like the what you call it? I don't even know what. That's been the messaging. Just like, yo, if you ain't got it, it's like you're gonna be suplexed off of the Empire State Building into a coma, man. That's how this thing is gonna hit you. But then in general anyway, it's not it's this is a thing where it's like they mention like thousand I think they said like 90 something thousand cases, 100,000 cases in the UK. Or was it 10,000, 9,000? I think it might have been 10,000. But it's like they mentioned like, oh, the number of cases have gone up, but it's like, okay, is that people that are about to drop dead, people about to collapse, and it's bruv, ain't really been. This is like the way they've been sounding the alarm. You would actually think people are dropping dead left, right, and center, but by and large, most people will continuing as things were. Social media wise, they're kind of just out there. Oh, okay, okay. What was it? This one? No, what was that? Shift towards. Okay, yeah. So, uh, blimey, this is the title. Okay, tell that quarterback that he's got to get the max. So it's a Biden stock warning this week came 2 days after the officials from the US CDC presented various models showing a trajectory during a call with state and local health officials. The modeling, along with data from Europe, indicated the number of C19 cases caused by Omicron variant has potential to double every 2 days. And that's the thing as well. It's like with this whole wave, it's not really been from the actual like scale of it. It's just been the potential. Like, oh, this could be terrifying. This could be awful. This could basically, everyone getting suplexed off the Empire State Building is like how it's gonna hit you. But then what in reality, it's no one even knows. And these are all things like, oh, it could get this bad. Oh, it could get that bad. So make sure you do absolutely everything, just in case there's a chance. It says, "Well, when you think about this, think about that this virus has potential to double every 2 days. Then in a couple of weeks, we're going to be facing a lot of cases. Um, the modeling implies that sometime in January we'll be at a different stage of recognizing Omicron, maybe as even a predominant virus. However, we still are learning about the severity. So that's the thing. It's like we're still learning. Meanwhile, just suspend everything, lock every man down, and mask up, and you know, wonder in a mate, like just stand there in terror of what possibly may come to pass. Something that they ain't even sure. That's you know, and the thing is the way, bruv, people have been banging the war drums. People have been piping the flute of everything's over, give up, because it's been sold like, yo, this is a world devastating event, but it's not anywhere near hit that scale, man. That's why they're all of a sudden just started talking about cases. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. Yeah, these things are basically coming to the forefront now. Because why? Esau's coming out with that highest levels of like, hey, he's looking to bring these things through, and that's why it's like, yeah, people are eating up. Talk to people in the world. These guys are all jumping off to go and get, uh, their boosters and whatnot. They're all looking to comply with whatever gets pushed out, even if they, these guys hate Boris Johnson's guts. Because why? Bro, they're just out here. They're just in the world, man. They are looking towards something which basically comes down to the government to provide, some kind of role, some kind of a way for them to operate, man. Even if it's like, yeah, that they ain't gonna sit down and think about it themselves. They're just gonna comply with them. Um, uh, Job 20:11 says, "His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his tongue, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth." Yeah, this all these forms of wickedness, the way Esau operates is, bruv, his job is to be out here deceiving, man. When it mentions in Revelation 20 about Esau, it says what? After being hemmed up in the bottomless pit for 2,000 years, for 1,000 years, like, then this is what he must be loosed a little season. That's all about that little season. And what in the midst of what that little season, what's Esau doing? He's got everything moving in completely nonsensical, insane ways. He's basically got everyone wandering after him, man. Deifying him, looking at him like, oh, please provide for us. But what? These things are a deception, man. Deceptions. Those hopes and dreams. But hey, it's gonna catch up to him. That's the thing is, Esau's main currency is that deceit. That's why it's people in the world that they're hella simple, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabba Shalom. Shalom.